Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 annoying things that drive us nuts. So in life there are good and bad things, but here are the little pet peeves everyone has that really do drive us up the walls. These small inconveniences in daily life really do grind your gears, and today we're going to be looking at all of them. Make sure not to drive me nuts by subscribing and pressing the notification bell too. Coming in at number 10, we have plastic packages. So this is a struggle everyone knows way too well. How many times have you bought something and it's come in a difficult to open package? But I'm not talking about a pickle jar, which is manageable. I mean one of these plastic packages which are literally impossible to get open. It's almost like the manufacturers don't want you to get into the product. Well, one day somebody had an item with one of these packages, except it was kind of a troll. If you don't get what I mean, check out what's in the packaging. As you can see, it's a kitchen gadget called Stop Struggling. It's a dual blade package opener that cuts plastic like butter. It's one of those as seen on TV products, which are really useful. But the annoying thing about it is, this Stop Struggling device comes in one of these hard to get open packages. Maybe it's to reinforce how much you really need one of these things. You can see the picture of the woman biting the package on the packaging, and it looks like that's what you'll have to do to get into this. Their slogan should be, "This will be the last annoying package you'll have to open." But despite how annoyed this image makes me, I have to get one of these. This could probably reduce my stress levels by 90%. Next up is caked. So everyone loves cake, but this is kind of another example of packaging getting the better of us. One day somebody bought a cake from a bakery. They put it in a box and gave it to them. Simple, right? But when they got into the office and opened up their box, they saw this. You may think this is a very bland cake without any decorations, but if you look at the top of the cake box, you'll see the decorations are all stuck to the top. This is a serious food and packaging fail that ruined their cake. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to make that look good again, although I would still eat this cake. Depending on how picky your party guests are, maybe they'll just lick it off the cardboard. Next up is shipping fail. So we've seen a few packaging fails on this list already, but now it's time for a shipping fail. We all know that Amazon is super speedy. If you order something using Amazon Prime that 60% of USA households have, you'll get it next day. But sometimes convenience comes at a price. One day somebody bought 2 items using Amazon, a dumbbell and some toothpaste. Kind of a strange combination, but you gotta get what you gotta get. Now, we all know that when you order something small, it comes as an add-on item. This means Amazon have to add it into an existing larger order, and that is exactly what they did. However, when the guy opened up his box, he realized this was a big mistake. As you can probably predict, a dumbbell and toothpaste in the same box will not end well. The dumbbell and the box were covered in toothpaste. This guy may not have clean teeth now, but at least he'll have big muscles. And he'll have the freshest, mintiest dumbbell in town. Don't get me wrong, Amazon are great, but sometimes their shipping could be a lot better. Next up is airplane window. So nobody likes traveling, especially not on an airplane, as you're stuck inside a giant metal box in the sky for hours and hours. But some people actually really love flying, especially young kids who are interested in planes. Usually first flyers are terrified and not excited at all. But one day a guy took his son on his first flight. As you can tell by the kid's jacket, he likes airplanes. So the guy specially booked a window seat for his kid, but when the kid and his dad went to sit down, this is what they saw. As you can see, they got very unlucky, and for some reason there was no window there. I've never seen this on an airplane before. And as you can see by the kid's face, he's not impressed. I hope this kid got a window seat on his return flight. Otherwise, that has got to be the worst first flight ever. Next up is bathroom strips. So if you guys are American, you'll know this problem. If you live outside of America and you go to a public toilet, you'd assume some kind of privacy. But as any American knows, in public toilets in the USA, there are ginormous strips going down the toilet doors. I'm not sure why exactly they do this. Maybe someone from the States can fill me in. But anyway, one day somebody went into a public toilet. Because it was in America, it did have those strips. However, these strips were like nothing he'd ever seen. As you can see, these strips are about double the size of normal strips. The guy may as well relieve himself with the door wide open. I just hope nobody walked in, otherwise he would have had to make eye contact. I can barely imagine anything as awkward as that. Then again, Americans should count themselves lucky, as in China they only have 3 toilet walls. The guy posted this bad toilet door online and people came back to him with a solution. As you can see, somebody's came up with a life hack called privacy strips. You might look strange doing this, but hey, if it works, it's worth a shot. Next up is business hours. So nowadays it seems like many businesses don't stop. The amount of stores open 24/7 has gone up by 60% in the past 10 years. But some stores do stick to rigid business hours, including this business. Except when the guy went to check out the business hours, he was literally blown away. Most business hours are 9 to 5 or 10 to 6. But I think this business holds the record for the most complex business hours in the world. As you can see, it reads Monday 10:23 to 9:07, Tuesday 10:16 to 9:04, Wednesday 10:31 to 9:18, Thursday 10:08 to 9:09, Friday 10:26 to 9:03, Saturday 10:09 to 9:32, and Sunday 11:07 to 4:59. Now I'm not exactly sure why on earth the business hours are this weird. Maybe they're really pushing the labor laws to the limits and trying to get workers to stay as long as possible. I seriously do need to know the backstory to this. If Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory had a business, this would be it. But seriously, these business hours are a bus schedule. I'd really like to know if the owner was doing this as a joke or if he's actually serious. Next up is packaging. So this is the final packaging fail on this list. But I had to include it because it's so relatable. It was allergy season, so one guy had to pick up a pill from the pharmacy. He bought it and opened up the box, but then he had to open up the container. And then he had to open up the pill container. That's right, the guy had to open up 3 boxes to get this one tiny pill. People complain about wasteful resources, and I think this is a pretty good example. Maybe there are certain rules and regulations when it comes to medicine, but I'm pretty sure if Mother Nature saw this, she wouldn't be happy. Other people online say this is about theft prevention, but who knows, maybe they just didn't want the pill to escape. Next up is headphones. So this is something relatable to anyone who listens to music. So pretty much everyone. We all know the struggle of headphones and them always getting tangled up. Fair enough if you just put them in your pockets randomly, but we all know that no matter how careful you are, your headphones always seem to be tangled up. You could literally leave them in one spot and they seem to still tangle up all by themselves. Now, hopefully with the rise of wireless earphones like AirPods, this will soon be a thing of the past. But for now, it's one seriously annoying thing that drives everyone nuts. As you can see, somebody tried to fix this problem with Johnson's No More Tangles. But something tells me shampoo just won't do it. And if you guys get slightly uncomfortable seeing tangled headphones, then check out this photo. One day a guy asked his friend to borrow some headphones and he told him to grab some from his desk drawer. But when he opened his desk drawer, this is what he found. I think this is probably the scariest sight I've seen all day. And I just got done watching Amy Schumer's comedy special. Next up is strange sign. So if anyone is a perfectionist, then this may annoy them. We all know that stop signs are very common and sometimes pretty annoying. But one thing you've likely never noticed about stop signs is they're always in uppercase. Well, one day somebody saw this weird lowercase stop sign. I assume whoever made this had made a mistake, but there's something about this that just doesn't seem right. It looks fake, almost like a cartoon. According to the guy who took this, it was taken in Canada. Seeing as Canadians are so polite, maybe that's why this is in lowercase. Maybe an uppercase stop would have been too aggressive. Next up is zip. So if you guys take a bag with a zip to school or work, you'll know this problem. And it can be even worse if you're going on vacation with a suitcase and this happens. But the number one time this occurs is on hoodies. How many times have you tried to zip up your hoodie or jacket and the zip has broken? Both ends of the zip somehow become unzipped. And then no matter what direction you pull the zip, you'll never be able to close your jacket or hoodie. This is a major problem that clothing companies need to fix. But guys, don't worry, someone's come up with a way to fix this. What you need to do is get a pair of pliers and put all the zip's teeth back together. Then when that's done, hold them together and pull the zip down smoothly. This should bump them all back into place so they're very straight. This may take a couple of attempts, but it's well worth it to get rid of this problem. Every year, 4.1 million people type in how to fix a zip on Google, so it's pretty obvious this is one of the most common daily first world problems. Next up is faucet placement. So this is a good example of an architectural fail. One day somebody went to use the mall bathroom and then they went to wash their hands. But when they did, they were very aggravated. That is because when they turned on the faucet, it was far too close to the sink. Their hands literally had to be pressed up against the sink to wash them. I have no idea what the plumber was thinking when he installed this. I think the only thing worse than this is those sinks that run for about 2 seconds and then stop. But really, this sink faucet problem really is more common than it should be. It can't be that hard to place a faucet and sink in the right area, but for some reason it seems to be a skill that no plumber in the world has. Have you guys ever run into this exact problem? If so, let me know in the comments. Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the most annoying thing that drives you nuts. For me, I think it's the plastic packaging, because that is so hard to get into. If you guys want more amazing videos, check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment, and there'll even be some solutions to the problems on this list. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.